What's up, guys? Welcome to episode 2 of this absolutely ludicrous 4-edge we're going to build. So I've decided to make another episode before it goes down to the machine shop. Actually, because I'm not sure if I talked about it in the last episode. I don't think I did. But so I talked about how Josh has given us these two heads. One's got the upgraded springs, the other one's the head he wants to use. So we want to use these springs in that head. That's all pretty simple stuff, but the problem is these are the cam caps that Josh has supplied for us, and he's not 100% sure. I don't think he can remember which head they came off of. So basically what we've decided is, to be safe, we're going to put the cam caps on the GZE head, and we're going to send it down to the machine shop as well and just get the cam bores line honed. So very important for mismatched caps and stuff like that to get them line honed, make sure that they're all within spec. So I'm going to have to pull these heads apart, so I figured I'd make a bit of an episode on doing that as well. So anyway, that's the heads at the moment. I've currently just pulled one spring off each one just to check the springs when Josh dropped it off the other day. I've spent the morning just cleaning up his pistons. They've all come up pretty nice, so lots of patience, degreaser and a toothbrush. I'm going to have to clean up a few of the surfaces on the head and stuff as well, but anyway, it'll have to go down. So yeah, it's pretty much where we're at. I've measured up all the pistons at the gauge points this morning. They're all the same. So without any specs, I have to assume that they're all going to be okay. Obviously the machine shop will have to check them before they bore, but fingers crossed they're all pretty right. So anyway, we'll get into what we're going to do. So this here's the difference in the two springs. General rule, the one with the bigger coils and less of is usually the better spring. The reason that they obviously make less coils is because you can get more lift, or more compression out of the spring before you get to coil bind. But yeah, it should be the better spring. So these are the springs we're going to use, and these are the springs that are currently in the GZE head. So first things first, we'll pull all our good springs out of the other head so that they're ready to go. Some of these lifters are a bit sad in this head as well, a bit rusty. They'd clean up though. We'll keep them aside for potentially a later date. Gonna need a tool. It is funny, after being like used to working on like LSs and stuff so much, to start working on such a small engine. Like the springs, even though they're pretty good for what they are for the engine, they're still like really, really easy to compress and get the locks off and stuff like that. It's cool how much variety we get to do around here, because we like everything. So it is cool to go from LSs and J's and stuff to little 4-ages and things like that. It's pretty fun. I don't think there's a lot of other shops around the place that do so much variety, so pretty lucky like that. Really light springs. Straight on there. Whoop. Alrighty, so we've retrieved all our good springs and seats, ready to go. All our good locks, so that's all going to get used. And this head's pretty much just spare valves and whatever else at the moment now. Have a look at what the valves in the other head are like. We might need some of these valves yet. Alrighty, so there we have it. We've got our head here. Last thing to do is to actually just put the cam caps on, which I'll try and dig out now. Alrighty, so we've got our bag of cam caps here. Awesome. And we've actually got head studs in here as well, which is nice. So we'll go through that and see what we've got. All right, so I've sorted it out. We've got most of the stuff here. We've got enough cam caps to make it work, but we are short 2 cam cap bolts. So we'll have to try and sort out something for that. We've also got enough head studs here, but we're short 4 washers and 2 nuts. So that's fun. So anyway, I'll get on to Josh, see what he can find, get him to have a look around, see what he can pick up. I've had a look at the valves on this head. They all seem to be pretty good. I reckon they'll all clean up. Unfortunately, I'm definitely going to have to get the machine shop to do all of the valves on this head. They're going to have to do the valve service because I literally don't have any valve servicing tools small enough to do something like this. So we'll get the machine shop to do the valve service, skim the head. We've still got to get the plugs out. I'll get the plugs out first, obviously. But anyway, yeah, machine shop, do the valve service, skim the head, check the guides, line hone the cam caps, and just a hot wash on the head, and that'll be pretty much the head machined. And then as far as the bottom end goes, it'll need torque plate, bore and hone. It'll need a line hone because we're going ARP main studs. So a line hone on the main bore as well. Deck surface, and again, hot wash for the block. So plus a balance. So even though all of this rotating assembly came out of the same engine, where we've decided we're going to get it rebalanced altogether, just because, you know, we don't actually know if the previous combination was balanced, if someone had it balanced, or whether they just tossed it together. So for peace of mind, we're going to get it balanced again, or at least checked. So that'll be the machining of the bottom end. So I think we're pretty much ready to go. I just got to get on to Josh, get him to get hold of some more of the stuff that we're missing, get him to try and find it. But yeah, it looks like this head will be all right. And if in the case that any of these valves won't clean up, we've got a spare head full of valves here. However, I had a quick look at these valves as well, and I reckon these valves are in much better condition. So you can see we've got the GZE head, which has got the rear oil drain as well, and the GZE block, which also has the provision for it there as well. So full GZE head and block, plus this massive rotating assembly. I'll have to talk to Josh about what cams he's got. I am under the assumption that they are just stock for now. You know, it is a bit of a budget build, so I don't think he's got the money to splash out and get cams. But and these are our nice, good springs and retainers and locks there, which we'll use as well. So it's going to round out the combo, and looking forward to it. So anyway, that's about all I wanted to film for the morning. All I did was rip these plugs out. But apart from that, we're ready to get this thing down to the machine shop, which I'll probably do tomorrow or the next day. So thanks for watching, as always. Hope you're enjoying the build. Next episode, we'll have everything back from the machine shop, and I'll try and make sure Josh is here as well, and he can explain to us a little bit more in depth about what sort of prices he actually got everything for, and yeah, more about his gearbox and that sort of thing, because he knows more about that than I do. So hopefully have him here for that episode. So anyway, guys, thank you for watching as always. Smash like, smash subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. Peace out, see you, bye.